whenever you are presenting any slides presentation, do you ever get this sort of responses? If your answer is yes, this video is going to be your savior. Now, if you think that I'm not a doctor, I don't need to learn how to present, then you are wrong. You are very, very wrong. Every one of us need to present at any point of our career life. And if you're not presenting, then something wrong with your career. So learning how to make a good presentation is definitely a life skill that you need to master. Welcome back to the channel. I am an ophthalmologist based in Kuching and a mother of 3. Like most of you, I have presented many presentations in my career. I have attended many conferences, and this is what I found. The most successful presentation is the one people can understand and impactful presentation. Okay? And today, by the end of this video, I am hoping that you are able to learn the 10 simple ways to create a clean, professional presentation from scratch that people can understand and grasp easily, and most importantly, not boring. Without much further ado, before my children wake up from their afternoon nap, let's get started. Tip number 1. Keep it short. Nobody wants to listen to you drag your story for 1 whole hour. Everybody got dishes to do and laundry to settle. Keep it short. Respect your audience time. So learn to keep your slide presentation sweet and short. Guy Kawasaki introduced the 10, 20 and 30 rules of presentation. 10 slides, 20 minutes and 30 font size. He said that if you need more than 20 minutes to present your idea or your pitch, then you don't have a business to talk about. He said, not me. After making slide presentation for the 86,400 hours of my professional career, I have developed my own preference. Instead of 2 minutes per slide, I like to keep my slide to under 1 minute per slide because I'm a fast talker and most of my slides are very simple and short. So if I need to present for say 20 minutes, I will usually prepare about 25 to 30 talking slides. I will usually advise to present in 20 minutes and leave the next 40 minutes for discussion. I feel that discussion is where you can really drill, take the understanding of the concept from your presentation to a deeper, more meaningful level. Plus, if you know what you're talking about, you don't really need a bunch of words on your slide. Tip number 2. Keep it simple. Keep it simple. Guys Kawasaki 10, 20, 30 rules also pointed that to use 30 font size for your presentation. The idea is to force you to only choose your salient points in one particular slide and not jam-pack all the information into one slide and a font size 10. How people want to read? How to read so small? So make it easier for your audience to read your slide. However, I find that size font 30 is a bit too big. It's like screaming in your face, size 30 like that. Screaming at my face, screaming at my face. This is a good distance, equivalent of size 16 font on your PowerPoint presentation. Font size 16, subtitle or headings 18 or 25, and if you want the bigger headlines, 30. For your font type, keep it simple. Keep the font coherent throughout your presentation. Don't want suddenly this, suddenly that. I will stick to the classy one, especially if I'm presenting something academic related to my career, such as for your thesis, viva, defense. And keep the really classic one in the museum of the PowerPoint presentation. Don't use it anymore. And for your fancy informal ones, you can use it for a more informal presentation out of academic presentation. Tip number 3, keep it digestible. So how to keep it digestible? Don't cognitive overload your audience. Not everyone can absorb 10 or 20 ideas in one setting. We are in the world of TikTok. Less than 1 minute per video is what our brain has been reduced to. So 1 minute per slide. 1 minute per slide. No essay format, keep it to bullet points. And you can use the 7x7 rule. 7x7 rule is very simple. No more than 7 words per line, no more than 7 lines per slide. So basically it is keeping less than 50 words per slide is what I would recommend you to do. Less than 50 is the magic number. Or else you will really lose your audience if you jam-pack everything in one slide. How to read now? These rules also forces you to think and decide the few very important points that you want to bring up. So basically, always resist the urge to jam-pack everything into one slide. Just like if I jam-pack so many things here, what can you see? You can see nothing. You can see nothing. Tip number 4, show them. Show them, not tell them. This is the 21st century where everything must have a vibe. Whether it is coffee art, it is cafe, everything must be presentable, everything must be Instagrammable. Whether you like it or not, packaging and presentation is very important. So how to apply this concept into your presentation? Manifest them. This is what I would call the art of presentation. There is no right or wrong here, just try to make it not boring. Make it visual. Nobody can read 1000 words in less than 1 minute. But if you show it in a form of picture, then they can. So instead of this is much better, right? One for me, I use Canva Pro version. However, make sure that your picture tells the story too. Don't just like put in a picture of a sunset where you took in Langkawi because it looks pretty but it doesn't have anything to do with your statistic. Think about your visual strategy because it has to complement your content. Content is the key player, especially if you want to present statistics or data or pre and post thing. Use a table. And if you want to show all this before, then I would probably need 3 pages and 800 words for that. But it is easily concise into this form of presentation, right? Tip number 5, hook from the beginning. Tell your audience right from the beginning that this is what you are going to teach them and tell them that this is worth their time to pay attention and to listen to you. Start off with something really shocking. Statistics that they have never heard before that is very like, what is this? Are you sure? Or what the drug rep would always like to do whenever they give drug talk is that they will challenge the normal norm. This is what we have been doing now. I want to challenge you by giving you this new drug. Or you can tell a compelling personal story to humanize your presentation so that you can hook them in right at the beginning. So be creative with it. The first 20 minutes of your presentation is where you can determine if your audience will want to sit throughout the entire hour of your presentation listening to you, or they will rather go next door in the conference and go flirt with the drug rep. Tips number 6. Do not copy and paste. Do not copy and paste. Do not copy and paste. This I cannot accept and I cannot fathom. Why? What did your mother do wrong to you? Especially in front of your specialist and your consultant, you think we don't know you copy and pasted every single thing, man? You even copy and pasted a spelling mistake. Apa jadi? Have the decency to respect other people's work. Copy and pasting of Slido.com only reflects your non-existent professionalism, your tremendous laziness, and it screams disrespect to yourself, to your audience, as well as to the person that you are stealing from. I do not condone referring or even relying these slides for inspiration, but do not copy and paste without even giving credit to people. So what I would recommend you to do is learn to steal like an artist and always learn to give appropriate credit when it is due. Do not copy and paste. For me personally, I would allow grammar mistake. I will allow grammar mistake, but not typo. Not typo. Always check for spelling mistake. Sloppy. So how to prevent unorthodox indolence creeping and manifesting into your presentation? Refer to tips number 7, the 3 P's. Like everything else in your life, in order to excel, you have to do the 3 P's. Plan, practice, present. because it's so last minute now. That's why you need to copy and paste people's work. To prevent that, plan the presentation in time, because last minute quick fixes does not generate any good to anyone. Last minute sales usually also no good on the things, not quality, or want to expire 了的。By planning out your presentation, you don't go out of topic. People ask you to present this, you want to talk about that. Out of topic. You can plan out the time of a presentation so that you don't talk too long or talk too short. You know your target audience. You know what language to use, whether you want to use professional language or you want to use layman language. Planning will help you to set the tone of your presentation. Whether you are sharing an idea, or whether you're influencing, or whether you're coming from a place of expertise, of authority. Next, you have to practice your presentation. When you practice enough, you are smooth, So by the time when you are presenting, you are actually performing. You're not telling a bedtime story to make your audiences sleep, So don't read word by word. Learn to present. To me, it is a big no-no. Next to do not copy and paste, to read word by word. This is what caused the presentation to be super boring. You put your slide there, then you read one by one. We all can read by ourselves. All you have to do is explain. Explain what do you mean by this point, or give an example of the point. Practice to present, because practice makes perfect, and it will really set you apart from other presenters. Even your audience will straight away immediately feel like they can feel the difference from one presenter to another presenter. Tips number 8. Make good use of presenter's note. Presenter's note is the small box underneath your presentation, whereby when you are presenting, only you can see it, your audience can't see it. For me personally, I use presenter notes in 2 smart ways. Number 1, I will use it to keep extra notes, especially if I'm presenting to my consultant or to my professors, so that when they ask me extra question, I have the answers there. Smart, pro tip. Or when you're practicing your presentation, I like to put some keywords. It serves like a cue card to me. So when I look at it, I know what are the next point that I want to talk about. This also helps to make your presentation very, very smooth and also sound very, very professional. Tip number 9. Use animation. Instead of throwing them right at your face, read. What you can do is you can use animation to your advantage. Show them one by one like this. This helps to simplify your presentation and make it more digestible also. Animation is perfect for flow charts. Share anything that otherwise will require a full 6-page for you to talk about. And the last tip number 10, take home message. If your audience really have goldfish brain, or worse than a goldfish brain, and they can only remember one idea, one point from your presentation, what is that point that you want your audience to bring back home? That is your take home message. That one idea that you want to hammer in to their brain. This is like the souvenir that you get after you attend people's wedding, because that is the main purpose of your presentation, right? You either want to teach, you want to sell, you want to share, or you want to make business. And my take-home messages are these. Make it simple, keep it short, do not copy and paste. Always plan your presentation. I hope that this is in any way helpful to you and your future self. Try out these tips the next time you have to do a presentation. Click here to see what you absolutely must wear for your presentation day or your CME day. I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you in the next video.